Welcome to the Look Who It Is podcast, where we sit down with artists to talk music, life, and all the stories in between. Now here's your host, Dane Engel.
Today I'm joined by Ty and Isaac from the band Radio Flower out of Indianapolis. Did you guys have your tiny desk thingy?
Yeah, we did today. We are located out of Indianapolis, so like it was downtown, and it's really cool. They do they take a public transit bus and they park it, and then they have sound guys that hook all the sound equipment up, and then they put you inside the bus, and they have it just depends on the day, but this time I think there were, could be wrong, Isaac, but I feel like there were at least like 6 cameras if I counted correctly. And so they set up all these cameras at different angles and have different people filming, and then you do a whole like live session. It's really cool. It's like super dope. So yeah, it went really, really well. It was fun.
How do you even come about that?
So there's a guy here locally that does it, and his name is Jake, and he owns a company called Total Fun Productions, and he is just all about kind of like promoting the local music scene in Indiana. And so we have some like mutual friends in the area, and he posted, I don't remember. I think it was back in like the spring. You could like submit for your band to be entered to play music in transit if like you had your fans and stuff vote. And so we put our name in the hat, and I think we got lucky. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Did they say like what kind of timeline before?
They didn't, but their turnaround's pretty quick. It seems like most of the people that record, I think like their episodes end up happening within like I think it's like within a month or two. Could be wrong, but I think it's like a month or two. So yeah, we're really stoked. It's really cool. Like shout out to Jake because he's awesome.
Is it like an acoustic set, or do you?
No, man, yeah, it's all different kinds of acts, and we actually brought our full rig and did full band and everything. Did the drums, did electric guitars, did the whole thing. It's really cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, so I start off, and we'll start from the beginning. How'd you both even get into music?
So Isaac, if you want to ever answer, just like step in and let me know. I know I tend to like talk too much sometimes, but we met in 2011. I actually was wanting to do music on my own a couple years prior. So I was a choir kid, I was a theater kid, and I knew that like at some point in that little transition from like middle school to high school that like I wanted to do music. And we actually went to two separate high schools. And the way that we met is through this thing called JEL, which is like um, a career school where half the day in high school you could go to this center and learn how to do something. And we took a radio and music production class, and I met Isaac the first day. And I heard him play a cover of, I think it was Cage the Elephant. And I remember him playing on the acoustic guitar, and I was like, I want to be friends with that guy. So, what
Yeah,
about
so
you?
ain't no rest for the wicked. That's what the
Yeah,
song was.
yeah,
It's
that's
kind
right.
of funny. When I think about our story, it's a little cinematic because we don't go to the same school, so we met somewhere in the middle, and we just kind of became friends immediately. And then Ty was always very extroverted. Ty was very outgoing, very popular, and I was like kind of the shy kid. And Ty sort of took me under his wing and made me do music with him because he saw like potential in me. Because I never wanted to sing. I was only ever his guitarist at first. Then Ty made me sing, and we became dual, lead singers for our band, and it was really interesting. But when I was younger, I always wanted to be a drummer, and my parents wouldn't buy me a drum set. They said it was too loud, so I decided to play guitar instead, and here we are.
Did you guys do just a duo thing for a while?
We
For a very
did.
long time, yeah.
Yeah, we actually started out doing some more. We were pretty heavy into like pop punk stuff. So somewhere, I don't know if it's still there, but somewhere in some computer files, deep in that career center or somebody's house, there's a whole pop punk project that we did together in that high school class.
When people say radio flower, what does it mean to you personally?
It's honestly, it's such a good question because it's kind of embodies like Isaac and I's friendship and just how long we've been kind of trying to figure out what our sound was throughout those periods of our life. And so for me, it's like sort of the culmination of us growing up and like going through the life experiences that we did through early high school into like the college years and then now on to where we're at today. And that I would say that's really what it means to me. But what about you, Isaac?
I would say for me, it's like a new beginning because we had been doing music for so long, and then we kind of quit. We quit
Yeah,
for like a couple years, and then COVID happened, and we got back together, and we were like, all right, let's try this again, and we came with Radio Flower, and then it was more successful than anything we've done before.
for sure.
What were you guys before you were radio flower?
Oh man,
We
so
had a ton of
many.
names.
We had a ton of
We kept
names.
changing. We couldn't settle on one. I think our first name was Lion and the Bear,
Yeah, which was a weird one. We were
and we
Ty
were
and
duo.
Isaac. We
Yeah,
were
Ty
Ty
and
and
Isaac.
Isaac at some point. We were Who What Where at some point. The name just like kept evolving and changing until finally we landed on Radio Flower. And it was funny because like back then all of our friends and family were like, yeah, okay, like sure, is this name gonna actually like stay this time? And it finally did. Like Radio Flower has been the for sure thing for a while now. It's kind of crazy. It's what we're going on almost 5 years.
Do you have any non-radio flower songs?
Yeah, we do. Who What? If you search Who What Where, you'll hear some early Ty and Isaac
Mm-hmm.
stuff. A lot of it that we did in my basement, my parents' basement. It's still up there on Spotify, so you can find it there. We still have a couple monthly listeners. Every now and then we'll jump over to it. It's very I would say like pop rock ish.
Yeah.
So now that you have a full band, who else is in your band?
We have an amazing guitar player named Austin. Austin is fantastic. He's from Southern Indiana, and our drummer, actually, Brian, as well, he is from Southern Indiana. So those two guys have been in our band now. Let's see, Brian joined in, was it 21, Isaac? I think it was
No, it's
21.
2022.
22. Yeah, 22. Then Austin joined last year. Yeah, last year.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
How do you
those guys
think?
are
Oh,
great.
sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I was just gonna say those guys are great.
Oh, okay.
They're very talented.
How much do you think it changed you guys bringing other people in?
I don't think so. We've done this in the past, like where we've kind of like tried to form a band around the two of us. This time specifically, it just felt, I don't know, I think it was just like the timing, and just the weird coincidences of like we originally met Brian through a Facebook post that I had made, and he was out there just doing kind of like country band stuff. Like he was doing covers with country bands, and he joined, and he kind of became like a staple in the band. And then Brian actually knew Austin, and that's how he met Austin. And from there, it's just been kind of really solid. And I don't know, I could be wrong, Isaac, you can speak on it too, but the dynamic there is actually really cool with the way that we have kind of found these guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say that it changed at all. These guys are like, I mean, they're like the perfect fit. It's like when we met them when they joined, it was like they were like, "Oh, we get it." Like that they mesh so well with what we're trying to do, and they like the music, and I think we work well together, and we write well together. Yeah, really, I don't feel like we really changed that much. It was like we found just the missing parts that we needed.
Yeah, definitely.
I noticed that a lot of your songs sound totally different. each song, which is great.
Thanks, man.
But do you feel like it takes you back? Because like each time you make a song and then you listen to that back again, you're like, oh, that takes me right back to that point in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm Alive makes me think really hard of like COVID. Because
Yeah.
that's when we did it, and that's when it came out. Was that time when everyone was sort of locked down, everyone
Yep.
was like at home. So I think about that a lot.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. I feel like it definitely takes you back to the time when you wrote it, and ironically, the the purpose behind that is just interesting because we've had a lot of these songs like pre-written well before we recorded them. I think Misery Loves Me, the guitar riff, I was going through old like vocal voice memos on my phone, and I think the main riff on that song I came up with in like 2018, so like 2 years before we even started this band. And then it was like a while until we even put that out. So yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that though, but yeah, that's what it does for me. It definitely takes me back to the period of time when we first.
I assume you constantly writing. How do you know this is a Radio Flower song?
It's a good question.
Yeah, because we do throw a lot of songs away.
We do throw a lot of songs away. I would say between the two of us, so we both write. I would say that Isaac is definitely a driving factor in what songs kind of get put out when. I've always trusted his judgment on it. He has a really good ear and a really good mind on like the songwriting and just also kind of like the timing and where we're at like in the band's eras and stuff. Um but I think Isaac said it one time too, because like a lot of our songs are different, and like some of them do sound vastly different from the others. But Isaac made a really good point one time, because when we first started this band, we had said like we want to sound as unique as we possibly can. Obviously, like every artist has influences, but we wanted to sound like Radio Flower and whatever Radio Flower was. And I remember one time Isaac telling me like a couple years ago, like no matter what we write, it will always be Radio Flower because we're the ones that wrote it. But I think it probably has a lot to do with the way that Isaac writes the verses and the choruses to cater to both of our vocals and like our vocal strengths. Because Isaac's really good at screaming, and I would say that I'm probably better at like the higher notes and getting up into a higher register.
So in Let Us Pray and GYB, you're screaming, Isaac? Yeah,
Oh, thanks.
Thanks. It's like the first time I really tried to do it.
yeah, man,
I've
that's
always wanted
that's
to
tough.
scream because that's yeah.
Yeah, and those are the only two songs you really have anything like that heavy and screaming in?
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I scream a little bit in like Misery, but nothing on that level.
Yeah, but there will be more. There will be more.
Yeah.
It's already in the works.
Yeah, I seen you hinted dropping some new music soon, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, we've got kind of like a more bright pop punky ish sound. It's kind of it kind of reminds me of like nostalgia just a little bit. Isaac kind of was the driving force behind that one, and I like it. It's kind of I would say it's a little opposite from GYB what we just put out. But then we've got a whole plan on why we do that and like where the songs are gonna fit and stuff. So like this next one's gonna be kind of bright and poppy, but the one following it will probably sound closer to GYB. So
Now, Seasons, is that your only EP?
as of right now, yes,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
And do you like doing that better than just dropping singles, like having an actual EP drop?
I think personally, yeah. It's up to go ahead, Isaac. I've been talking too much.
I like doing singles. I mean, I like doing I like planning a bunch of singles that follow a theme. Doing the EP, you feel kind of locked in, and there's a lot of pressure to get them all done within a time frame to put them out, and then we end up doing half of them as singles anyway. So I don't know. It is fun to do a complete project like that has a theme and that people can listen to all together. But as far as making the songs, it was a bit more of a hassle.
Yeah, and I would say too, to add to that, if you listen to like the first songs we put out, like I'm Alive, Witch's Brew, Misery Loves Me, and then you listen to Seasons, and then you listen to like what we've put out now, I would argue to say that you can kind of tell that they were almost meant to be EPs. We just never made them EPs because like we were kind of on. I think I agree with Isaac. Like the way we creatively like to write and put out music is like we like to put out multiple singles that have a theme. We've just never bundled it together as an EP because I do agree that it feels like it feels like a lot of pressure behind like an EP project, but also too, I think when you go in to tackle an EP or like an album, uh, the timing of how long it takes, I feel like increases quite a bit because like you really want to nail it. And so then like you kind of get in your head about like whether or not a song is good enough or if you should go back 5 times in the studio, and then even after you've gone back that 5th time you're like, I don't know if this matches this song on the EP. Whereas as we've been doing it the way that we've been doing it, it feels more fluent for us. Like, I don't know.
Now, do you record in Indiana?
We do. We do most of our recording in Indiana. We have done a few in Nashville actually. So like I'm
Yeah,
Alive was Nashville. The Seasons EP
the
was
first
also
three songs were
Nashville.
all Nashville.
Yeah.
The first 3 songs were Nashville. The second 3 were here with our friend Bone, who's a great producer. And the Seasons, we went back to Nashville to work with the guy we did the first 3 songs with, David Kirkhoff.
Yeah, he's awesome too.
Mm-hmm.
So these new songs that you have coming up, you're going to do those in Indy?
Yeah, we're doing them here. I've been producing these songs. It's the first songs that I've started producing. And then we work with Bone, the guy here that we know, and he just makes them sound really good.
Yeah, he does.
And I notice it's like some of your tracks you'll have like beats or tracks that run with them. Like, where do you guys make those too, or do you?
Some, yeah. A lot of it's samples. Splice. Splice
Yep.
is the best friend for a new producer
Yeah.
because there's just so much in there you can use and mess with and manipulate them to put in your song. It's great.
How long do you sit there and go through all of them until you find something you like?
Way too long.
Yeah.
Like I'll go to like the 15th page just to look for like stuff that's hidden that no one else has used.
Yep. Even for like a sound that the normal user might not even really pay attention to, like a
Oh,
a
yeah.
background
You
synth
don't
or
even
something
hear
Yeah.
like that.
Just an
Yeah.
808,
like
some
deep in the
super
track.
low or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Music, is that 24/7? Is that everything you do?
I wish.
We wish. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of everything that I do. In a sense, I work at an amphitheater, and so I do like event management and like operations. So I help set up the stages and do a lot of stuff for like big national artists. But like this is what we're trying to do like full time. We're trying to get to a point where we could do it full time. It's like the ultimate goal for us. Very,
Yeah,
very
so
cool.
I live in Indiana too, so.
That's awesome. That's so cool. We're gonna be at Falling in Reverse tomorrow night. We're playing the after party show.
Yeah, at Ruoff, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
How's
yeah.
that work? I mean, break that down for me.
So basically just like when the last act is done playing, we're allowed to start. So like uh we set up our stuff quite a bit ahead of time, but we usually
It's in a
play.
different part of the venue.
It is in
It's
a
not
different
like
part
on
of
the
the
same
venue. It's
stage.
not on the yeah, it's not on the main
There's an
stage.
area where they throw an after party, and so we play in that part of the venue, and there's a ton of people, and they're all just drinking a lot, having a good time. It's actually funny you say the 17th. We're also playing the after party for Blink-182 on the 17th. That'll be
Nice.
cool. I've always wanted to see them live, so I'm really excited for that.
Now, where's this at? Is this at Ruoff also?
That's a
Grew
rule
up-
off, yeah.
Yeah. So you get to go and watch the concert and everything and be there, and then everybody just stays afterwards and goes over?
It's more so like we don't get to go to the shows. It's more so just
We're
Like
too busy setting up, honestly.
we set up like an hour, a half hour to an hour before. We don't get a sound check. As soon as the house lights go up and everybody starts leaving, we play and hope that people stop. Or like if we've done some promotion on it, then maybe people will show up.
And you've done this before, though, right?
We did,
One
yeah, we did
time,
it for the Offspring.
have you ever been to Ruoff?
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
like when everyone's leaving, there's just a flood of people pouring out.
Mm-hmm.
They're all just walking past us, and so a lot of them just stick around and watch our set. It's interesting though. It's a lot of people that are coming through.
I went last September and seen Mudvayne and
Yeah.
Megadeth.
Yeah,
Sick.
I bet that was good.
It was good. It was someone opened up, but they got rained out, and I didn't get to see any of their set, but I only got to see about half of Mudvayne.
Okay.
But
Yeah. Yeah, Everwise is an awesome amphitheater too. Everwise is really cool. I like the size of it.
I went and seen Weird Al Yankovic there in
Oh,
July.
nice. How was that?
It was really good.
Yeah, I bet.
Really good. I took my
I
son,
bet.
so
Nice. I
we
bet that
both
was
enjoyed
awesome.
it. So,
Yeah,
outside
sure.
of music, what inspires you to make music?
It's a good question. Outside of it, for me, would be all of growing up from when I started at like 14, 15, now 31. So there's a lot of time there, a lot of relationships, a lot of emotional growth, a lot of mental health growth, obviously a lot of struggles and like the typical thing that you go through when you're in your 20s, kind of the pressure of life and just making sure that you don't do something because you feel like society would want you to versus doing something like what you actually love. I would say that's probably what influences me. What about you, Isaac?
Maybe this is a weird answer, but TV and movies make me want to make music. I'll be watching like a movie or a TV show, and there will be a scene where a song comes in and just completely changes or enhances the scene, and it makes me feel something. And I'm like, oh, I want to write a song like that. I want to do a song that could make someone feel something, like it's made me feel something. So that's a big one for me that makes me think of songs I want to do.
Have you ever thought about going that route and making music for TV and movies?
But yeah, I'd love to.
Yeah, we want to, man.
It's a
Level
hard
to entry is, yeah, it's a hard industry to get into, but we are hoping that maybe in the future our songs might be able to get into some stuff, but it's just really hard to get into that world.
Do you feel like living in Indiana's hindered you any?
Yeah,
Yeah, I would say so. I
there's
would
just no one here.
say yeah, exactly. I would say like Nashville for sure. Like what I mean, I'm sure I don't know if you've been there, but I'm sure you've heard the whole like music scene down there, and it's been hopping for a few years now, but like the last few times we've gone down there, it's just like you can get show, especially if you're local to Nashville, you can get shows every night, or not every night, but you could definitely get definitely get a pretty good lineup set up, and there's always somebody working on something down there. Whether it's like they need vocals or they need a guitar player or they need a sax player or they need a new song for like a commercial or something like that. It seems like Nashville's always hopping. So I feel like
Yeah,
Indiana's hindered us a little bit. But it also, in the same sense, I feel like it's been cool to experience a little bit of a music scene that's not in Nashville.
well, I'm grateful for this scene here
Yeah,
and for like what they've given us. I
same.
I just want it to be bigger and better. I want it to be like Nashville. Nashville is like electric. Like there's so much going on down there, and like the people that are doing music here in Indy are really cool and they're great and they're doing a great job. I would just love to. I don't know how that happens, but I'd love for it to expand and grow
Yeah.
because I feel like it could. There's a lot of
Yo,
bands
yeah,
here, and there's a lot of like potential for venues here, and like we could easily be like Nashville. We have a
I
really
agree.
cool downtown. Like Mass Ave is super cool, like Monument Circle.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like the music scene here, it would be so cool to see it like really explode.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people I talk to on podcasts, they really say that they need to get out of their town. Of course, a lot of them are small town people and stuff like that, and there's just not a music scene where they're at. So they're constantly trying to go, trying to go to Texas, Nashville,
Yep.
Chicago,
Mm-hmm.
stuff like that to get out.
Yeah, definitely. I could see that too, like with a small town or like if you're not near like a big city. And I just feel like with Indiana, we have been kind of lucky. Like it feels like there's at least some sort of a music scene here. Especially too, I feel like with the genre that we're in or the genre that we kind of touch every now and then, it feels like I don't know, it feels like there's something here, which is really cool.
Do you have a lot of connections with other bands in Indianapolis?
Um so there's a few bands that um I've either seen online and social media and hit up or just like met in person. Best Noodles in Town, they're an amazing band. Highly recommend to look them up. They were actually doing Music in Transit today. Um
Macy Ann,
there's Macy Ann is incredible.
she's really cool.
Yeah, Macy Ann's awesome. There's a solo artist named Mikey. He's like a kind of like a pop rock artist, and another artist named Ro. Ro's really cool. He just did a year 3000 cover by
I
the
did.
Jonas Brothers, and I've seen him posted on TikTok. I think it's really good. I think he did a great job. So yeah, there's some really cool artists here for sure.
Now, do you ever do any kind of like hang out with them, play, try and do something with that?
So some of the artists we listed, we've actually done shows. We've done two headliner shows at the Deluxe at Old National Center over the past like 2 years. And some of those artists we like asked to play. We had wanted them to come play at our show, and they killed it. They did a great job every time.
Cool, because I don't live in Indy. I live out in the country, but to see how big it is, they're starting to learn now how, because I was just like, Indy, there's not much, unless somebody
Yeah.
comes in there that they bring somebody in, but it's good to see that there is such a big music scene there.
Yeah, and like I said, man, Music in Transit, big shout out to those guys because, like, if you go to their YouTube page, you can find some really cool indie acts that are very talented. And they post every single session that they do. And Jake's doing a great job over there, just kind of really, honestly, really helping the scene, like promote the scene. And the other thing I really like about it too is just like if you meet like we've met a couple like photographers and videographers and stuff, and like today at Music in Transit I saw at least two of them, and they weren't actually doing anything at Music in Transit. They just stopped by to like say hey and just hang out. So I think that that's really cool.
So you guys play out a lot?
We are trying to. We really want to start branching out. We have so obviously we have a couple of those after party shows here in Indy, and then or in Indiana, and then we have a show in October in Louisville, Kentucky at Portal. We just played the Whirling Tiger about a month ago, and that was a lot of fun. And then I have something potentially lined up in Grand Rapids. And so the goal is to start playing kind of the states around us. And I'm really hoping that like by December, I've kind of got like a fall winter tour like planned out, starting in Michigan and then kind of figuring out from there. I definitely want to do like Michigan and Chicago and Louisville and Cincinnati or Columbus. Those are some like definite big ones for sure. Obviously, Nashville's another really big one that we want to do. And then we just have a lot of actually somebody on TikTok was like talking to us about Missouri, like going out to Missouri. So we'll see if it happens. But we're trying to balance the act of like putting out music and posting content while also trying to book shows. And we really want to get to a point where we're touring like way more often than we are currently.
Yeah, I think there's a pretty cool venue in Urbana, Illinois.
Okay, yeah. Do you know what it's called by any chance?
I'd have to Google it, but
Okay,
yeah, I could look it up and send it to you.
sweet. That'd be awesome. Yeah, that's the goal. That's what we want to do.
So, is that more, what's your favorite part then? Writing and making the music? Playing the music?
The best part, honestly, is like like playing the music live for me, and also when our fans like sing our songs and they know the lyrics, it's just like insane, and it blows my mind every single time that it happens. That is the that is literally probably my favorite part, is playing the shows. It's just interesting what we've noticed in trying to book shows, even with like the ticket sale numbers and the stream numbers and stuff. I know those guys at these places probably get hundreds of emails every single day from multiple artists. So I try to keep that in mind, but it's been a struggle just to like try to get the connection or get somebody to get back to us, cuz like we're 100% down to like play a show, promote a show, post it as often as we can on social media, team up with local acts from that area, which we kind of have started doing in Louisville. That's my favorite part. What about you, Isaac?
I'm probably the opposite. I like writing and recording the songs more. I like creating things. And when you're doing a show, you're sort of just presenting the thing you've already created. But I like the process of creating it a lot more. I still love doing shows though. It's wild to do shows and have people sing the lyrics to your song. Especially at this stage, you wouldn't think that people would even know the lyrics, and they do, and it's really cool.
Get the perfect balance then, right?
Yeah,
One
right.
likes to perform.
Yeah, exactly.
That's probably why you guys have flowed so long together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think so, man. I definitely think so. Isaac is a phenomenal songwriter, and I try to contribute where I can. I try to contribute in like the vocal melodies and stuff like that. And I have like some song ideas that I've come up with on my own, but I'm always blown away by the things that Isaac comes out with. And there are times where we'll be talking and I'm like, man, I really want to do a song that has like this kind of emotion or feels like this. And he always ends up making a song that sounds just like it. Exactly what I was feeling. So
How often do you guys stay in contact, like when you're not playing or recording and stuff?
every day, pretty much, man. I bother this guy every day. I do a lot of the management on social media, and I do a lot of the content and the editing and like the visuals for the content. So I'm typically the one behind the camera filming all the stuff. And then I'm also the guy that like books the shows. And so between him writing songs and us like kind of going back and forth on that to make sure that things sound good, and me hitting him up every single day about stuff, we're in contact just about every day.
Where'd you record the like stuff you've been putting out here recently, like with the GYB in the background and like it's the room with the drums and
Yeah, we've been recording with our good friend Bone, and Bone is kind of known in indie by that name. That's why we call him that. But he runs a studio called Threshold Productions, and we've been friends with him as well since about 2011. He was one of the first guys that we went to all those years ago, and we've just kind of formed a relationship with him. And he is awesome. He's incredible. He's a big part of where our band is at today, I would say.
He's like our mentor.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he is like a local legend. Like
He is.
everyone here knows him.
He'll
It's
never
very,
tell you that. He'll
it's
be like,
very cool.
nah. But yeah, he is. He's super cool.
you'll just mention something, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, Bone."
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah.
Or we've actually had people come up to us and be like, hey, so like, do you guys work with Bone, or does Bone like did Bone produce that? Because
Mm-hmm.
he's just got his thing,
And they know the
and
bone sound.
they know the
Yeah.
Bone sound.
I do have to ask too. So at first I thought your masks were knit. like crocheted,
Yeah.
and then they look like silk flowers when I see them closer.
Yeah,
Yep.
they are.
They are
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, they're covered in flowers.
Yeah.
yeah. Because I was like, at first I was like, oh, those are knit. I thought they're like real chunky yarn, but
Oh,
yeah.
that's
Yeah.
funny.
But
Yeah.
then when you see them closer, yeah,
Isaac actually just found them online. I don't remember what website, but he found them on a website and was like, "These look sick. Like this would be
yeah.
really cool to wear for the
And
band."
I mean, it makes sense once you see it that they're flowers,
Yeah.
obviously. But yeah, that's pretty cool. I like them.
Thanks,
I
man.
think it adds.
Thanks.
I mean, you don't wear them when you play, do you?
No.
No, sometimes I've done it for a couple shows just for like when we first debuted GYB towards like the really big breakdown where the vocals repeat. I like went off stage and threw it on and came back, but it's only for like little moments like that, and that's kind of the plan for the future too. It'd always be nice to have them for like shows and stuff for just even one song and use them. I think.
Yeah, no, I think yeah. Did you get a reaction?
Yeah, I think so. It's kind of
Yeah,
hard to see through it. It's always hard to see through it, but
right.
yeah, I think people like it, and we kind of liked the idea of using them certain times for certain songs to almost help convey a message in a sense, I would say. Correct me if I'm wrong, Isaac, but that's the vibe that I get. I mean, we never really exactly talked about it like that, but that's always what it feels like when we've used the mask. It's like it's used for like very specific things, and it typically is when Radio Flower goes a little bit like heavier, but
Do
yeah.
you do you have like stage names or like personas when you go out and do play? Do you become someone else?
We
No, we,
actually
we thought about it.
Yeah, we thought about it for sure. We discussed it for a long, long time. I think it's up in the air, but we've never fully confirmed it, but yeah.
Yeah, because we were never going to be like one of those masked bands that's always wearing the masks, like Sleep Token or Slipknot. So we weren't sure if we wanted to like come up with names and everything because it was never going to be like a full time thing. It is cool though.
Yeah.
Maybe we will. Maybe maybe we'll do a full project where we'll be fully masked and
Yeah.
we'll have like a whole thing going for it. That'd be
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, like kind of like Chris Gaines, how he put on that. You could have a whole nother like name and everything and put out an
Yep.
album, and
Yeah.
people wouldn't even know, and because you'd be masked up the whole
I
time, and
know.
then you just come out with like some folk music and just
Right?
blow them away.
Or like President, because he
Yeah.
was people kind of figured out who he is. He was in a band before, and he just put on a mask and did this whole new band, new sound. It's very cool.
Seen there's a guy, Red Leather. Is that what it is?
I've seen him. Yeah, he's got the
Yeah.
hat and
Uh huh.
yeah, yeah, that's pretty cool. It is
Yeah.
very cool.
It's kind of
Yeah,
like
he does a lot
Sia,
of
but with a hat.
yeah, he does a lot of stuff with Swaco, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I always like that kind of stuff too. I get into the, you know,
Dude, I do too. I think it's so cool. I mean, all of those artists and those bands, I just feel like it adds so much to what they're already doing. So, like I love that. And I feel like sometimes with some of those artists when they do have a mask, it feels like they can be more like expressive, which I also think is really cool.
I guess you'll just have to have one song that's just everybody full masked up, and you just play it in the whole, you know what I mean, and
But
then
that would be sick.
it would be specific for that song. Yeah.
Yes, yeah, that would be so sick, especially live. That'd be really cool.
It's cool that
Yeah.
you found those too, just out of
I know. Yeah, Isaac found him.
Yeah.
Where'd you
Mhm.
even find him, Isaac?
page 15, right?
Right?
Somewhere on the internet.
Yeah.
TikTok shop.
Yeah.
They get all my money.
Right.
So I know you guys are wanting to play out more, and you're recording new stuff, but like, what's your end goal? How far you want to take this?
So it's been everything I've ever wanted to do with my life is to do this like full time. even if it's just for a decade or something like that, like to be able to do it. And um, I'm not expecting to like make $1 gazillion or anything like that. It's mostly just the goal is like, if I could be doing this full time and that's how I make my living, that would be incredible. I actually went to Berkeley, the College of Music in Boston, and like got a degree in like music business and like management and stuff. And Isaac and I have kind of always said that like this is what we've wanted to do, and the end goal is to really do it like full time for as long as we can. I don't know if and when that day will come or how long we'll be like kind of blessed with that opportunity, but that to me is like the end goal is being able to tour and record music and shoot content, for a full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
And since you've started until now, does it seem like it's getting closer and closer every year?
Yeah.
It actually does. It's kind of crazy. It's like every year we've had these little milestones, and it feels like we're at this weird spot where like you don't know when or if it's actually going to happen, but it feels like something's coming. I just don't know when that will be or how long that will take. But for me personally, and every time Isaac and I have talked, just about once every year, we're like, okay, we're further than we were last year. Like that's the goal. Like we're further than we were last year. Let's try to shoot for this year.
Do you think since you've started putting out some heavier stuff and screaming and stuff, you've gained a ton more followers?
I would say especially yes, especially on TikTok for sure. Yeah, I would say that the heavier stuff, like people are really into it, and so we're excited because like we've got more heavy songs. And like I said, this next one that's coming out is just almost, I don't want to say completely opposite, but it's definitely brighter and more poppy. But we don't want every song to sort of sound exactly the same. And so there's more heavy stuff coming. But yeah, especially with this new single with GYB, it's like crazy to watch it grow, and it's crazy to see people using it like in TikTok videos. And um Isaac was telling me the other day, his buddy, I'll let you tell it, Isaac, your buddy that went to Wendy's.
Yeah, they went to some random Wendy's somewhere in Indiana, and they were talking to a person that worked there about music, and they brought us up to them,
That's weird.
not really knowing that they knew who we were. I said that was so strange. Just a
Yeah.
random fan in the wild.
Yeah.
They're like, "Have you heard of Radio Flower?"
Yeah.
That's cool.
It is
That's
cool.
very cool. Yeah, that's a milestone, isn't it?
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Just
it's so cool.
did you ever think when you guys first started playing music together that you'd be here today doing this?
always hoped.
We always hoped. Yeah. That was always the goal from day one, was like this is what we wanted to do. And I knew, like I said, what Isaac described when we first met in high school. I knew I wanted him to be a singer. I just had to get him to do it over a long period of time. So like originally he was my guitar player, and then I eventually got him on like harmonies and like background vocals, and I was like, dude, you should do we were doing covers at that point. I'm like, you should do a verse of your own. Then that verse of his own kind of turned into what it is today. So yeah, that was always the goal. Once we started doing original music, we were like talking about how we wanted to do this like long term, and this was the end goal, is to do it long term, full time.
If you got a call today to go on tour with a band, what band would you hope it be?
That's a great question. That's honestly a really cool question. Isaac, what would your answer be?
I have two that I would say. If it's here in America, I would say probably, I don't know, probably Bring Me the Horizon. I don't know if we're heavy enough for them, but they also do some pop stuff. If it's in the UK though, and this is probably a better fit for us, I would say Youngblood.
Yeah.
He's huge in the UK, and he's got kind of a similar sound to us, where it's like he does some heavy stuff, but he also does a lot of like, interesting, like weird, sort of unique pop kind of rock stuff, or 21
Yeah.
Pilots.
That was gonna
But I
be
also
mine.
they'd be a good one for here. But yeah, that'd be a good one. I don't know if they ever have bands open with them anymore.
But they're they actually played the deluxe at Old National Center, like where we played, and like it was so
True.
cool to like experience that. But they would probably be my top pick just because like I've said this in other interviews, but like a lot of the visual stuff or some of the visual stuff is like definitely inspired by those two guys. Like I like what they do from like a visual artistic point of view, and I like the way that they introduce their projects and their albums. I think it's like really really cool what they do.
Friend that went to that show, and he said that like they were playing, and then like it went dark, and then he was like up in like the crowd somewhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so cool. Yeah, they do some really really cool stuff, and just like the talent there is obviously just like insane. Like the musical talent's just crazy. I'm sure it's an awesome show.
Do you guys try to go to a lot of shows too?
We try when we can. What's interesting is like this time of year is really busy for both of us, uh, like with our day jobs. And so just even if we can get to like one show, it's like awesome. I'm like happy. I really want to start going to more local shows in the fall when my work dies down, and then also I want to start going to like some shows out like in Ohio because I've heard some really cool venues out there that I want to check out. But we've also gone to when we spent some time in Nashville. Anytime that we'd go out there, we'd go to local shows whenever we could, like in between recording.
Either of you ever been to the Healer?
No, I don't think so. Where is that?
It's on the southeast side of Indy.
Okay.
I think it's
Okay.
inside the circle.
Actually, yeah, maybe I have. I've done well. We've played the Melody. Black Circle Indie would be really cool. I've been to Black Circle. I've been to the Hi-Fi. We've not played the like Black Circle or the Hi-Fi, but and then there's a new venue. I can't remember what it's called. It's like Monster something, or it has something to do with monsters. I can't remember what it's called, but I think it's down in that area too.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize there was that many venues in Indy either.
Yeah, yeah,
I've
yeah.
only
But
been to like the main ones, you know.
yeah, but shout out Melody too, because Melody's been there for a long time, and they always have a ton of local acts come through.
Mm-hmm.
About wrapped it up. I asked all my questions I can ask you.
Sweet man, those were great questions. We appreciate you, like I said, doing it or even thinking about having us on. I think it's really really cool that like independent people are reviewing music now. I think that's like I feel like that was much needed in my opinion from like just the music industry as a whole.
It's huge insights, and the stuff people have to say is so interesting, and just all these different, people and different music and different walks of life, and I've really enjoyed it too, just learning because like I don't play music or anything like that. I like to listen to music,
Yeah.
but just listening to how all these people come up with songs and come up with melodies and stuff, it's so amazing. It's something that I could never do, so I have to talk to you guys. So
No, man, I think
That's
you
a great
guys put
perspective.
yeah, I still think you guys play a huge role in like helping artists.
do you get requests quite often?
It's actually been with this song specifically.
Yeah.
This song has kind of really put us into a little bit of like a spotlight, I guess. And so we had a lot of opportunities come up like pretty quickly, and we're so just kind of regular dudes and so like small that we want to do everything that we can and meet new people. It's also just cool to meet new people and make connections like this.
Do you do a lot of research with your analytics and stuff? for Spotify and wherever you go out to see where your listeners are?
I use it sometimes to try to get shows, and I do think that like it would be really cool to see if the analytics actually like if they actually help in as far as like getting shows or like how many people come out to a show. Chicago's our biggest city, and then Denver is our second biggest, Denver, Colorado. And then Indiana surprisingly has the most GYB, the most streams have come from Indiana, which is like super exciting because like love Indiana, love the people here and like the music scene. So it's been cool to see that too. But yeah, we use it. I use it to try to book shows for sure.
Do you have any like weird places on there that you're like, somebody in Zimbabwe's listening to you and stuff?
Yeah. There's like random countries, and I'm always so blown away by like the random countries. Australia really likes us, and the UK, like as far as like how many people listen to us every month, those two countries listen to us. Combined, I think is like this almost the same amount as the US. So the US is still like our biggest, but yeah, we'll have like a few listeners in Sweden or just like a random country. And it's cool too because you can see I think it's an Apple Music. You can see like how many times your song has been like Shazammed. So like somebody's been playing at like a bar or something, and it's just interesting to see. And you always wonder like, I wonder where that was playing.
Crazy to me that people have Shazammed our music.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
So to think that someone else is doing it for our song is super neat.
Like it's just playing in some supermarket in Sweden.
Yeah. It'd be so funny, man.
And they're like, "Hold it, what is this?"
You're right.
Yeah, just. All right, guys. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys taking the time to get on here with me, and
Yeah.
I'll try and get some stuff out and send it to you. And yeah, I hope things keep taking off and moving up for you. And I'm
Thank
looking
you,
forward to
man.
hearing your new stuff.
We appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity and having us. And like I said, if you ever want anything like reposted or more eyeballs, just let us know and we'll do what we can, even if it's not our own stuff. So
Awesome. Cool. Well, have a
cool.
good Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, you too, man.
Thanks.
See ya.
Thanks.